As a child of the late 90s and early 2000s, there were three consumer IPs that seemed inescapable. All three participants dabbled in the mediums that take up the headspace of most school-age kids. While all three had an anime, card, and video game series, my young self deemed each series as more proficient in one particular category. Like many others, Pokemon was my first introduction to all three mediums, but has and always will be example of my favorite video game series, each entry at the very least encouraging my desire for adventure and exploration. Whether it's me still blaring Less Than Jake while I drive, or attempting and failing to sound like Agumon, my young self would have told you that Digimon was the most underrated series of the three. While I still have a soft spot for Digimon World 3 and Rumble Arena, and still have two decks of cards no one ever seemed to want to play, Digimon for me takes home the anime crown, bar none. The emotional maturity and growth that real kids go through is actually represented for once in this anime. Whether it's the last minute evolution of Metal Greymon or the king of all kings, Magna Angemon, Digimon Adventure is one of my favorite anime of all time, and I've only come to love it more and more as time rolls on. But today's video is not about the Mons, it's about the monsters. The monster dueling card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! While the original series and movie will always have a soft spot in my heart, today's video is about the series I ate, slept, and breathed as a child. The series that got me into playing competitive card games and not just collecting them. The second series, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Battle Academy. To explain my childhood obsession with this series, I really only need to talk about the very first episode. The pilot of GX does an amazing job of not only introducing the audience to the characters and themes of the series to come, but it also served as the perfect introduction for an impressionable 8-year-old kid to the rules and strategies of the very popular card game. This is the part of the video where I was going to cut to me opening card packs that have the actual cards we'll see in this episode. But it turns out reliving your childhood through opening the limited amount of sealed products left on this planet is, in fact, quite expensive. At least, it is in my primary language. Luckily for me, I like an opportunity to learn, and the Korean version of my childhood packs are much, much cheaper. My goal is to hopefully find the cards that are found in the first episode, so that the combination of my love for personal story, analysis, and card opening videos can come together in some weird combination no one asked for. So here goes this episode analysis personal memory card opening extravaganza. The episode starts off with our hero Jaden Yuki running late for the sake of plot convenience. As we pan down on our hero running full speed while looking at the ground, he somehow runs into a man. Some spiky-haired, double belt-wearing fellow with the most 2002 choker that probably has no relevance to our story. So moving on. Okay, fine, we'll talk about him. Dan Green seems to have taken a liking to the 15-year-old kid that just ran him over, so much so he decides to give him a cute mascot for marketing purposes. All jokes aside, Winged Karibo is one of my favorite cards of all time, and was always a mainstay on our playground at recess. Alright, let's move on with the episode before we go hunting for our winged buddy. Jaden thanks Mr. Green for his card, and can't help but notice a certain voice seem to emanate from the card. Again, probably nothing that will come back or be plot relevant for the show. After questioning his place in the world, Jaden realizes he really needs to be getting to his soul-crushing Japanese high school entrance exam. And with one more classic patent-pending quip,
the next king of games, if I'm late to the games,
he will lead us to the beautiful American version OP, to me, the very theme song of the year 2005, the hit classic, Get Your Game On! Well, now I have to fight the urge of picking up guitar again, or at the very least, call my mom to thank her for wasting money for years on guitar lessons I clearly did not keep up with. But anyways, it seems the exams are well on their way. We pan onto the unfortunate target of many transphobic jokes in this episode. The one, the only, Dr. Crowler. You know, younger me actually used to hate Crowler, but I was clearly just too dumb to understand the power and grace of the good doctor. Their first line is nothing less than legendary.
For those who have failed, better luck next year.
And have fun at Duel Monsters Community College.
Now I can't help but wonder, is Duel Academy a college? I always thought a high school, a Japanese high school. But is 4Kids trying to show us that Jaden is smart enough to be in college already, and we see his full potential this early on? Or is he just the hero we deserve, but don't need right now? The one that will finally bring down the chains of burden upon the back of the proletariat. Okay, before we deep dive into the social economic themes and hidden meanings within this prep school of mastering the one skill you need to handle anything and everything in this world, or how this whole academy was created by Seto Kaiba, the 1% god who set up the dorms to attack his former working class rival. Rewatching this series as an adult really makes me believe that these themes are not just coincidental. Somebody at 4Kids, or maybe Tsuji-san himself, really had some sort of ulterior motives to implant in the young, impressionable minds watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Or maybe not so young, you ever watch the Japanese version? They literally have hell in there. Let's cut back to the plot of our episode as we see our hero making it to the exam in the nick of time. Upon entering the exam hall, Jaden is just in time to witness Bastion Masao's duel. Who's Bastion? I mean, he's really not that important. He beats Chaz once and then, he does run away naked after leaving the Society of Light, so, that's something, I guess. No, he's not who we care about here. No, we care about the king of all kings. Alluded to that he may lose some duels for charity's sakes to preppy public school kids, but we all know who is the true king of Duelist Academy. The one, the only, Chaz it up, Chaz Princeton himself. And after Chaz makes his disregarding comments on the plebeians that actually have to test into this school, we see our favorite side character, Jaden, conversing with a kid whose differing hair color shows he must be an important figure. This extra with blue hair is Cyrus, who will quickly become Jaden's best friend in the series. Though his first introduction is not too helpful, he's just, very loathsome and informs Jaden that he might as well give up. Dr. Crowler has a strict no truancy rule, and Jaden's 30 seconds of tardiness is just the same as 3 days too late in the good doctor's eyes. Lucky for Jaden, a Tracy Sketcher cameo is enough to convince the doctor to let this scrimshanker duel, on the condition that Crowler himself is the examiner. This won't be a problem, as Jaden is clearly the best duelist here, with his special plot armor deck. But the good doctor will not make this easy, especially with their legendary rare card. Dun dun dun. About halfway through the episode, we finally get our first duel of Jaden's. After getting a peek at his hand, I'm excited and ready to finally start opening some packs myself. See, Jaden's archetype for the first season is superhero based, the elemental heroes. To me, as a lifelong comic book and superhero fan, this is absolutely the coolest archetype one could have. Definitely way cooler than sorcerer magic. Not that I dislike those, I would just always take the same cut and dry story of sacrificing all you got to save the day over some complex D20 rolls, as real life to me, it's complex enough as it is. The first hero we see of his is the elemental hero Avion, and it won't take me long to find this card as it came from my very first pack I opened. And man, seeing this card in such good condition brought me back to 05, where I used to just beg my mom to buy me a pack of cards before we had to go run errands. Every elemental hero I pulled, no matter how common, they just seemed so special to my young self. But that's enough nostalgia for now, there'll be plenty soon to come. Let's get back to the episode. Crowler shows us how ahead of their time they truly are. They know that life points aren't everything and card advantage is everything. They use the big brain tactic of sending away a spell card that already has a similar effect to another spell card in Jaden's hand to the graveyard. If you know anything about this episode or the outcome of this duel, maybe you'd think Crowler was being a little dumb, not getting rid of polymerization. But I truly think this shows that Crowler is the hero we truly needed right now. They have shown us why they are worthy of being a department head. Tactics like this are letting me know they want the full potential of Jaden to come out. And as the duel continues, and Crowler continues on with these big strats of theirs, we receive commentary from our resident shonen female that is a very likable character and really should have been developed more, Alexis. She claims that Dr. Crowler is being too elitist, trying to completely ruin Jaden's career before he's even had a chance. She must not be paying attention to his actual tactics though, and don't worry, Big Brother Zane's gonna let her know what's up. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and if Jaden ever hopes to be anything in this academy, he has to make it through that legendary rare monster Crowler has stashed away in that deck. I really hope I get the opportunity to pull this card for you all today, especially since I never got the opportunity as a child. Man, bringing my little binder to school at recess, showing all my friends what I got, what they got. I remember one of my friends having this card and just being so jealous. I always thought it looked so sweet. But first, we need to see this boy in the anime. Let's cut back to Crowler. He sacrifices these 2 tokens his trap card set up for him so he can tribute summon the hulky, beefy boy, the ancient gear golem. Man, is this dude such a monster. It's like Andromon if he started hitting the gym. I have always loved the design of this card. What a truly an amazing pull. So let's recap the Doctor's first turn. Not only has Crowler assessed Jaden's hand, he's cleared the field of all spells and traps, and has set up a 3,000 power beat stick that will earn its spot in the opening music video for episodes to come. This dude, man, such a beast surely would be too difficult to find. An impossible task for anyone today to hope to open from a pack. I will never, ever find. Holy crap, I was just hoping this would happen. I had no idea the pull rates on an American box, let alone this 5-card Korean pack box I picked up online. This is truly a beautiful beast, worthy of Big Dr. Crowler. Oh, we got it! We got it! Oh my god, the ancient gear golem. You know, I'm showing this right now in the video, and they're gonna all hear you with your puff pastry in the background.
I'm microwaving.
Because this is gonna be the only time I put in the audio is when I pull one of the cards we really were looking for.
I could do this.
And it is not focusing now. Focus. There we go. Wow. As we cut back to our episode, we see that Crowler is about to attack this purposely defense-placed Avion. A perfect target to showcase the golem's effect. But honestly, I can't help but laugh that Crowler calls on the card like it's a Pokemon and gives it a named attack. Something that puts a smile on my face when I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! But takes me out of the moment just slightly.
Golem attack! Mechanized melee!
But that's okay, because what can always suck me back into this show but a cute, merchandisable mascot with a hidden power. As I now move on to find Winged Karibo, a card I knew I needed to have as a child. Without it, how could I ever hope to win at my local Friday tournaments? Now, I don't mean to spoil the rest of this video for you. Try to do your best to not look at the background if you hate spoilers. The very last pack I opened for this video was the pack containing what I had been searching for. I trusted the heart of the cards, and I was rewarded with this beautiful Winged Karibo with an amazing holographic finish. If only my American one could have been a holo. Though, I probably would have scratched it all up. How many times I used to take this card in my pocket on the way to school, where I could pretend to play this game and show it off to my friends. Oh, there he is! We got every card we needed! Oh, Winged Karibo, buddy. Oh, wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. But back to the episode to see why I love this card so much. Winged Karibo shows us truly that he was the hero we needed, but not the one we deserved. It's Jaden's turn again, and just in time for him to play another fan favorite, the Elemental Hero Personistrix, which we had pulled earlier in today's video. Jaden looks at the impossible task before him, his hand containing just 3 spell cards. He looks at the task before him and decides to dedicate his last move of the duel to the true MVP of today's fight, Winged Karibo. A novice viewer of this show might believe Crowler is going to regret not getting rid of that tricky polymerization card from Jaden's hand earlier. But again, Crowler's just testing the young boy's talents. As we see Jaden summons my absolute favorite card of the series as a kid. The one and only elemental hero, Flamed Wingman. This perfect cross evolution of Martian Manhunter in his dragon form and my Tekken Tag Devil Jin days. The walking or flying embodiment of cool to any young child watching the show. I can remember the day I pulled this card quite vividly. I was going through a tough time at home, engrossing my young self in any fantasy world different from the one I was currently living in, trying to disassociate from the feelings I could not understand. In my own way, I was trying to find a hero to make all my problems go away. And while pulling that elemental hero card on that ride home didn't solve my problems, it brought a moment of joy and reprieve to a child who really needed it. I quickly learned that though life would never be the same, I was capable of handling it. My friends and family would be there for me and still love me. That I would be okay. All of this and more made this card the card I wanted to so desperately pull once again. The one that convinced me to make this video in the first place. So I could have a physical representation of that memory. So I could relive the moment I pulled my favorite card, and thankfully, I did not have to wait long. Oh, we did it! We did it! Oh, man. My favorite card as a kid. Elemental Hero, Flame Wingman. Holy crap. Oh, that's nice. That is awesome. As the audience to the duel believes Crowler has all but won, it's just a simple fact of math at this point. 3,000 is higher than 2,100. But with that field spell Skyscraper, Elemental Hero Flame Wingman is able to fly down with a Robin-worthy kick and defeat the Golem with a 1,000 attack boost. Not only is the Golem defeated, but the effect of the hero kicks in. The Ancient Gear Golem falls, and so does Crowler's life points, winning the game for Jaden and granting him entrance to the Duel Academy. You can almost tell on the surprised, scared look of Crowler's face. They have done what they set out to do and show Jaden's true potential to the world. Thank you, Doctor. While the credits roll on, I can't help but remember the joy of opening these packs as a kid. The hope and promise of what could come from a simple foiled wrap pack of cards. I wanted to chase that feeling once again, but it's not quite the same. There's something to be said for cherishing every little pack you got back in the day. Money could have been tight or better spent on things that were out of your control as a child. So getting a pack was always a welcome surprise. A chance to feel like your favorite character, to better your deck, or show off your collection to your friends. Today, I now have some disposable income to indulge in my childhood interests to an extent. I'm able to now make a collection beyond my young self's wildest dreams. And opening these packs gave me these awesome cards I can share with you today, sure, but they also made me realize I am in a better place. They are a physical representation not of these memories, but of my growth and ability to explore my interests and find myself. I've grown so much since I first opened these cards, and as I walk down memory lane with each pack, I can feel the journey I've taken to get where I am today. I'm still young, determined, and adventure-seeking. I can't wait to see how that evolves as the years move on. I'm not chasing the past, but I'm finding myself through the familiar. And maybe trying to come to that conclusion is what led to me making this video in the first place. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you thought of the video. And let me know down below, is there any card you found yourself obsessing over when you were younger?